Boo! Welcome back, everybody. Hopefully, if you're watching along from somewhere else, hopefully it's not the ISR room. Hopefully we're... Shout out, Brad. Shout out.
What does that mean?
Brandon's in there too.
Oh.
Shout out, Brandon. Shout out, Troy.
I don't know if they thought that.
All right, here we go. So here's my dashboard of what I see. Now, don't get confused by that 64%. That is not the overall percentage for everybody. That, you know what that's telling me? That's counting everybody. When I hit the collect button accidentally. When I hit that collect button, that accidentally put everybody that did not submit it, it marked you as a 0. So that average is a lot lower than what it should be, especially when I go into question details, which is where we're going to be looking at here. There is no way 50% of us missed that question. There's no possible way that 50% of us missed that first question. How would I solve that first question? Subtract the 3 to both sides, and then you got it, right? So honestly, what I'm looking at there is that, it says 52% of us missed that, or 48% missed that question. I doubt it. I bet the 50 or 50%, whatever it was, who submitted this, got this question right. That's what I'm thinking. I'm guessing it's almost to 100%. So here's what we're going to do today. We're going to go through question by question. I want you looking at your answers of what you submitted, and I want you following along and making sure you're saying, okay, this is what I put for question 2. This is what I did wrong. Oops. And then we'll go from there. Does that make sense? Okay, let's do it. Now, I'm only going to focus on the questions that I feel like we need to focus on. Like, for example, take a look at question number 4. Now, that is low comparatively to the other ones. The other ones are just hovering around 50, 60%. Question 4 was 26%. So that tells me we got to go over question 4. Everybody open it up to question 4, please. Come on. Oh, there it is. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hide this. Hide. And I'm going to open that back up here. New page. Okay. Solve the equation. So somebody tell me, what's my first step in solving this equation? What's my first step in solving this equation? Combine like terms. We've got a 13n minus 4n is a 9n, right? Is equal to 24. Next step, somebody tell me. Lady? Subtract the 9. Okay. I subtract the 9, I get 15 is equal to 9n. Next step. Addie? It would be divide by 9. Now, I want everybody to look at your answer. If you got this wrong, 15 divided by 9. Did you write 1.7? It probably marked it wrong if you wrote 1.7. Did you write 1.67? It marked it wrong if you got 1.67. Why is it marking it wrong? Lady? Yeah, that fraction can be simplified. 15/9 says it reduces is 5/3, which if you're looking at the screen that also tells you the answers, that is the answer that it gave you. 5/3 is equal to n. Okay? Now, I've already looked, me and Mr. D-Lep have already looked it over. That never happens on your actual exam, but I'm just showing you how finicky the system is, right? How tedious they look at your answer. Be very precise with your answer. Okay. Questions about that one? It also, somebody said first period, they said, well, I did 1 2/3 and it marked it right. Yeah, because 5/3 is 1 2/3. That's fine too. Okay. Questions about that one? Okay. Let's take a look at the next low percent. Let me get this out of here. Wanted to hide. You wanted to hide. Why is that not going away? Whatever. So that was problem number 4. Let's look at problem number 6. 6 was a pretty low percentage. Everybody look at your problem 6. Now that reminds me, that noise says that your computer's dying, isn't it? That reminds me, on your exam time on Friday, you must bring your laptop and charger. If your computer dies, you're gonna have to do this all by hand, and then that's gonna make me grade it all by hand, and that's gonna make me crabby. Okay, I want this to auto grade through the website, so that means I need you guys to bring your laptop and charger with you. Is that clear? Preferably, I hope the laptop is fully charged. Preferably. Okay, let's get to this question here. Now, you know what's funny? This is still from the Chapter 1 test, but man, back in Chapter 1, we thought this was like one of the hardest questions in the world. Okay? But then we solved for y like a million times. That's what it's asking you for. Put it into slope-intercept, basically. We didn't even know about slope-intercept at the time, but that's what we're looking at now. How do I solve this for y? What's my first step in solving this for y? What's my first step in solving for y? Yeah, we add the 18x over to the other side. So that's going to give me 2y is equal to 18x minus 26. How do I finish this off? Addie? So y is equal to 9x minus 13. Now, you know what the book gives as the answer? Negative 13 plus 9x. Okay, same thing. Yeah, if you put 9x minus 13, then you're good. Now, you want to see something funny? Mr. Delap and I were looking at this problem, and you know what one of his students did? You know what one of his students did? This. What was it, negative 9x? Whatever it may be. And they entered in that. Is that I hope, is that the right answer, 9x? Oh, well, you get the idea. 9x minus 13, sorry. 9x minus 13. So they did this. What's the issue there? What's the issue, Jack?
You have y equals 9x.
Yeah. Is it going to count that correct? No. It's not going to count that correct because there's two y equals. It's only going to recognize the answer 9x minus 13 or negative 13 plus 9x. It's not going to recognize two y equals. Now, this is one of those things like if it was graded by hand, I would mark that correct because I see clear knowledge. But you've got to be careful when you plug things in this system. Okay? Let's keep going. Let's take a look at number 27. That was a low one too. Or not 27, just number 7. Oh, yeah, this is that one. Let's go to this one. Everybody look at number 7, please, on your tests, on your practice exam. Everybody look at number 7. You could go into it, Daryl. You could be going through this with us. Okay, negative 15 is less than or equal to negative 3c. Now, let me ask you, how do I solve this inequality? How do I solve this inequality? Lady? Good. I divide by negative 3. You may be thinking to yourself, how did people miss this? Like, what's going on here? Why was that such a low percentage? And I'm telling you right here. Negative 15 divided by negative 3 is a positive 5. I divided by a negative with an inequality. What is that telling me I have to do? Flip the symbol. You have to remember those types of things. If there was only somewhere you could write that down to remind yourself to flip the symbol that you could use on the exam, like maybe a note card. Maybe it might be a good idea for you to make a little note to yourself. Don't forget to flip the symbol on dividing or multiplying by a negative in an inequality. That might be a good idea. Less than or equal to turns into a greater than or equal to. And then we have a C on this side. Now, I'm actually asking you, did anybody write it like this and still get it correct? I want to know if it's marking it wrong if you don't flip it. Does anybody see that as an answer? Like, did you do this as an answer and get it correct? Anybody out there? Yeah, and it marked it correct? Okay, good. That's what I thought would happen. Now, what would I do? I would flip it around. I would say C is less than or equal to 5. And which is the answer that they give. C is less than or equal to 5. Now, I want to show you what it looks like to graph, because will you be asked to graph on your exam? Yeah. Here's what you have to do. Now, let me show you. This is the provided answer. I'm going to go in here and I'm actually going to do it. Now, look, I just accidentally made a dot right there. Everybody look up here, please. I just accidentally made a dot on the graph. And every time I try to do anything to it, all it does is just move around the dot, and I can't select anything else. How do I get that dot to go away? The trash can. Hit the trash can and click on the dot, and now it's gone away. And now I say, okay, less than or equal to 5. Open or closed dot on 5?
Closed.
Closed dot. The or equal to means the closed. So I go closed dot. Well, am I going to point to the left or point to the right? To the left. And then all I need to do is just click on 5. Oops, I accidentally clicked on 3. No, okay, just drag it over to 5. Okay. So if you accidentally just put a point or accidentally put the open circle when you meant to put a closed circle, how do you get it to go away? Just get the trash can and go in it. Yeah.
How do you do it, like in less than or equal to or greater than equal to? 'Cause it's not like on
So how do you do that? Yeah, let's take a look at that. C is less than or equal to 5, right? If you were to do that, if you want that, C less than or equal to 5. You know what's actually interesting? Mr. Delap said, you know what I found? If you hit the less than sign and then type an equal sign, it turns it into a less than or equal to. Did everybody see that? All I did was just click the less than sign, and on my keyboard I hit the equal to, and it turned it into it. Also, take a look up here, guys. Look right here. You see where this says basic? Guys, eyes, please, on me. You see where this says basic? If I just click there, there's more symbols right there. Okay? So if you don't see the symbol that you want, it might be hidden in there. Okay? Usually it's defaulted to that basic, screen. So you just click on that, and it'll show you the more functions that you have. Questions about that? Does that answer your question, Clea? Okay. Any other questions on that particular problem? Okay, let's keep it going. Oh, no. Scroll down a little bit more. Oh, we got to go in here. All right, so that was number 7. Number 8, 42%. That's kind of low. Let's take a look at number 8. Oh, how did we miss this? What did we do? How did we miss this? Guys, this should have been an easy question. How did only 40? What? That's a low percentage. A number plus n is less than or equal. For real?
For realsies?
A number n plus 7 is less than or equal to 9. Here's my answer. I don't know what you did. Okay. Yeah. That's all I got to say about that. Okay, let's take a look at number 9, 34%. That's rather low. For real? What are we doing with these inequalities, people? This should be an easy one to solve. Now, let me ask you, maybe you flip the symbol. Do I flip the symbol on this when I add the 8 over to the other side? No. So this is a 9 is less than or equal to s. Now, remember that,
I flipped the symbol and it still said it was right.
Oh, that's well. Here's the deal. Let me take it this way.
Yeah, that's what I.
That is correct,
Yeah.
because when I change the orientation, putting the s on the left side, I do flip the symbol in that respect. Okay. And now open or close circle. Close going to the right. See, maybe that was our issue. Maybe that's where we lost some points. Okay. So check your answer there. I'm not really sure what we're doing there. That was rather low for a pretty simple problem. Okay, let's keep it going. Number 10 was 20%. That's low. More inequality issues? Come on now, people. That's okay. We'll go over it, though. Let's take a look here. Solve the inequality. What's my first step? What's my first step? Peyton. Subtract 1. Yeah, I've got to subtract 1 to both sides, which gets me a negative 4 less than or equal to negative 8v. And then what? What's my next step? Josiah? Yeah, divide by negative 8. Oh, we said divide by a negative. What do I do? What do I have to do with the symbol? Flip the symbol. 4 over 8 is 1/2 or 0.5. This less than or equal to turns into a greater than or equal to v. So now, remember to put the orientation back where it should go. V is less than or equal to 0.5. You may be thinking, well, Mr. Lavery, you just told us not to do decimals. No, that's not what I said. I said that problem with the 5/3 was that I had to round with my decimal. Did I have to round with that 0.5? No. 0.5 is still an exact answer. So no, I did not have to round with that 0.5. So that's why it would have accepted it if you wrote it like that. Closed dot on the 1/2 going to the left. Questions about that? Okay. Let's keep it moving. There's 10. Let's look at 11 was pretty low too. More inequality issues. Eee. Okay. Okay, let's solve this one. What do we have to do first? Addie? Subtract the 3x over to the left side. So that gives us a minus 3x here and here. Okay, so we have a 2x minus 12 less than or equal to negative 4. Next step, Josiah? Add 12. So this is 2x is less than or equal to 8. Addie, finish it off. X is less than or equal to 4. Yeah. Pretty simple, straightforward problem, don't you think? Yeah. Yeah. Questions about that one? Okay, let's keep it moving. Oh, go here. Look, we did pretty good with 12. What one was that one? Oh yeah, is it a function or not? No repeating x values. We're good. Number 13, 40%. That's a little low. Oh, yeah, let's talk through number 13. Everybody look up here, please. I like this in the fact that they actually give us options, right? They're giving us options on what our domain is and what our range is. Because for a lot of you, the hard part was remembering what type of notation. Like a lot of people using commas or whatever. It tells us. Here's the only thing. Are we ever going to have just a less than? No. They're always, and every time we've done this problem, they've always been or equal to's. All right. So then you just got to remember, is it from 1 to 5 or 0 to 4? Well, remember that domain is left to right. So this goes from 1 to 5. The range is bottom to top, so that's why 0 to 4. Okay? Questions on that one? Guys, stay focused. Stay paying attention. I can't stress it enough how important these exams are. Let's take a look. Let's go to 15. Let's jump to 15. Okay, now I'm going to explain this one, and I'm not even going to pull it out here. Guys, what is this telling you to do with -2, 0, and 5? What is that telling you to do with those? Jack?
Plug them in for x.
Plug those in for x. That's all it's asking you to do. -2 times -2 plus 9. 13. 0. -2 times 0 plus 9 is 9. 5 times -2 is -10 plus 9. -1. Done. Does that make sense? You guys are doing way too much with that problem. I had a lot of people like solving, setting it equal to that number. No. Just plug that number in. That should be 3 quick and easy answers. All right, now 16. It looks like we're going to have to go over that one. 29%. Yeah, this one we will have to go over. I remember this one from the first period. And here's the issue. I want everybody to open yours up to 16 because if you got this one wrong, I'm guessing you might not have gotten it wrong, but you might have entered it incorrectly. Let me show you what I mean. Does anybody remember how I solved for intercepts? Lady?
put them together.
The two separate equations, right? Yeah, she's exactly right. You plug 0 in for y, what happens to that chunk? Goes away. So I have negative 6x is equal to negative 18. Divide by negative 6, I get x is equal to 3. I do the same thing for negative 6 now goes away. I get 9y is equal to negative 18. I divide by 9. I get y is equal to negative 2. Now here's the deal. Somebody in my second period class said, wait a sec. I did these as coordinates and it marked it wrong. First of all, make sure that you did it correctly as coordinates. Second of all, it didn't want coordinates. It only wanted numbers. Like the x-intercept is the value of 3. The y-intercept is the value of negative 2. Okay? Watch out for that. Okay? Questions on that one? A lot of people missed that one. Okay, let's keep it going. That was 16. Let's take a look. Ooh, 17 was only 19%. What are we doing? What? 19% just finding the slope? People. Shame. Okay, let's find the slope of the line. Now, if there was only somewhere where you could write the slope formula to remind yourself on the exam. Oh, wait, you can write that on a note card. The slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That is our slope formula. Now, here's what I'm guessing. I'm guessing that you guys plugged it in. Negative 5 minus negative 2 over negative 7 minus 2. And you got negative 3 over negative 9. Maybe you left it like that. Because did it mark it wrong if you did that? Yes. That marked it wrong if you left that as an answer. Reason being, look at the second sentence in the directions. Write the slope in simplest form, which makes sense. That's what I would ask you to do as well. What is 3/9? 1/3. Which that's our slope. Oh, maybe you put negative 1/3. Yeah? Negative divided by negative is a positive. Okay, let's take a look at number 18. 31% on this one. Here's what I bet a lot of people did. Take a look at the slope, or take a look at the change in y. This went down 4, down 4, down 4, up 2, up 2, up 2. Oh, no, that's up 4. Excuse me. Those are up 4s. You know what I bet a lot of people did? Oh, slope is 2. Change in y over change in x. Gavin, yes, I know you're not. This is a game. When you're doing that on your arrow keys, I know that. Okay, change in y over change in x. 2 over 4. That should be a 1/2. That's the answer there. Okay, not a 2, not a 4 over 2. It's a 2 over 4. Change in y over change in x. Okay, let's keep it rolling here. That was question 18. Okay, 19 and 20 were both 47. If we got more time, I'll go back to 19 and 20. But 21, I definitely want to hit. Oh, yeah. Everybody, eyes up here. This, in my opinion, is one of those ones, you just got to remember the technique. We did this yesterday. We did this exact problem yesterday. Given information, write the equation. However, yesterday, I gave you a slope and a point. Do I give you the slope here? No, but you can find it. So let's find the slope first. The slope is going to be 12 minus 2 over 2 minus 7. 12 minus 2 is 10. 2 minus 7 is negative 5. So what's my slope? What's my slope? Negative 2. Now this is the one where I said, oh, I'm going to be corny and I'm going to say, oh, I'm always positive, right? I always keep the positive. Remember that? Oh, these are all positive. Perfect. I have no other option than to stay positive. Let's just use 7 comma 2. And what do? We put it into point slope. See, now this is exactly like the problem that we saw yesterday. Negative 2x minus 7. Distribute in the negative 2. So this is y minus 2 is equal to negative 2x plus 14. And then I add the 2. Y is equal to negative 2x plus 16. Now, I'm not sure who it was, but somebody I think said, oh, I put in a capital Y and it marked it wrong. Again, be careful. Y equals, use this Y in fact. Y equals, and then it was negative 2x plus 16. You get the idea. Okay. Questions about that? Yes?
Can you go back to the page you had?
Yes. That one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And again, all I did there was take the 2 points and find the slope, and then use one of the 2 points. I put it into point slope form, and then I solved it for y. We good? Okay. Let's take a look at the last couple. Let's go through 22, and then we'll do 23 as well. Oh, yeah. This one was weird because I bet a lot of people got certain points, but not others. Can anybody remind me, how do you tell if two lines are parallel? What do you know about their slopes? They're the same. How do you tell if 2 lines are perpendicular? Anybody remember what that is?
They're opposite.
Opposite reciprocal. Opposite reciprocal. This says negative reciprocal, okay? Let me show you what I mean. People, what's the slope for line A? 6. Did I need to do any work for that? Nope. Let's do work for line B. 6y is equal to negative x. Well, I divide by 6. Now watch out here. Remember, there's a 1 hidden out there. So y is equal to negative 1/6 x. So the slope for line B is negative 1/6. Let's take a look at the slope for line C. Well, line C is y plus 6x is 1. So all I need to do is just subtract the 6x. Negative 6x plus 1. So the slope here is negative 6. Now let me ask you, are any of these lines parallel? No. None of these lines are parallel. None of these lines have the same slope. So therefore, that's what I would say for my first part. Now, for my second part, perpendicular. Remember that they are opposite reciprocals. What is the opposite reciprocal of positive 6? Negative 1/6. A and B are perpendicular. So here's what I would do. Everybody watch me here when I go to answer this question. Okay, what are parallel? Oops. What are parallel? None. None are parallel. The slopes are all different. Okay? Were any of the slopes the same? No. None were parallel. The slopes are all different. We said A and B. Line A is perpendicular to line B. The slopes are, see, their wording is negative reciprocals. That's what I mean when I say opposite reciprocals. Negative reciprocal. Okay. I did want to show you, I think I'm running short on time. Phone rings at 43. I got 3 minutes. I want to just show you the graph that what they used. All you need to do is just plot. You got a negative 1 slope and a positive 1 slope, and then use the y-intercept of 7 and the y-intercept of 1. So like if I'm graphing these 2 lines, I put a dot at 7 and then use that slope to generate more points. Maybe put a dot over here, and then you can have your line graphed. Then you say, okay, a dot at 1. Oops. Oh, whoops. Oh, geez, I screwed it up. I started pressing buttons. But at any rate, you should see the intersection point. What was the intersection? I think it was like 4, 3, 4. Yeah, 3, 4. All right, so again, there is a lot of information at your fingertips. It's all about, do you want to take advantage of it? That's what it is. Also, hold on, wait, I'm still talking. Tomorrow, in this class, bring something to work on. I will answer any questions, but we only have 28 minutes in here. I'm not planning anything too extensive. Are you allowed to just sit on your computer and play games? No. You must be studying something. Heck, if you want to study math, study math. You want to study science, study science. You want to study whatever you got 8th period, study whatever you got 8th period. Okay? Bring something to work on tomorrow. I will get very angry with you if you say you have nothing to work on. Trust me, I'll find you something. Okay, so long everybody watching along.